Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard. A long time ago I got into SAS, or Cowboy Action Shooting. SAS is the Single Action Sportsman Society, and I really got kind of wrangled into this after a conversation with a friend of mine who was doing it too, and I thought, you know what, this sounds like a lot of fun. And that's actually what got me started into doing the leather work, because I found a holster I wanted and it was way more than I wanted to spend, so I decided I would go ahead and try my hand at doing some leather work. So I come up with this holster. And I had to come up with a character name too, because when you're doing cowboy action shooting, you actually have to come up with an alias, a persona. And my persona's name was Dick Silver, Richard, Dick, Silver, silver hair, and then I wanted everything to be silver too. So I put silver and turquoise conchos on my holster, on the buckle, on the straps and everything. I went ahead and made a set of chaps for my character too, and I put the same silver and turquoise conchos and hardware and everything on that. And I went ahead and made a set of spur straps for my boots with the same silver and turquoise conchos on those, and a character by the name of Dick Silver. He's going to be kind of a gambler type person anyways. And I went ahead and got me a pair of stainless Ruger Vaqueros. These are chambered in .357. They also shoot .38s, which is the minimum caliber. Actually, I think you can shoot .32s in cowboy action shooting, but these to me seemed a little more economical at the time. .38s were a lot easier to find than .45 Colts, plus they're a lot less expensive. But that's what I wanted to do, shoot B Western class. There are other classes in cowboy action shooting you can do, like the historically authentic stuff. You can do frontier, where you shoot black powder stuff, actual black powder muzzle loading pistols and stuff. But I wanted to shoot B Western, so that's what I went for. I made the hat, I made the holster, I made the chaps, I made the boot straps, the spur straps. That's what got me started in leather work, and it was a lot of fun, and I've just progressed since then. Anyways, we're going to take a closer look at the Vaqueros, because the whole time I've been doing this, I never did a review on them, and they are pretty cool revolvers. They're definitely heavy. They're not historically accurate, but they've got a few safety features on them that we'll take a look at that was not available back then. Anyways, let's take a closer look at the Vaqueros, and then we'll take them out of the range and give them a few shots. Okay, so here's my pair of Ruger Vaqueros. Now these are a 6-shot revolver, and they are unloaded. I did safety check them before I got them out. They are single action. They don't have the 3 clicks on them or 4 clicks on them like the original Colts would have had. In fact, I think these are only like 2 clicks. But the one thing that these do have is right in the back there, they've got a transfer bar safety. And what that means is that trigger has to be held down in order for that transfer bar to stay up and transfer the energy from the hammer to the firing pin. If you let off the trigger as that hammer's going down, that bar is going to retract, and it's not going to interfere between the hammer and the firing pin to cause anything to go off. Now, one of the other things about this is normally on a single action army, you pull the hammer back to half cock, which these don't even stay at half cock, and then you open the loading gate and it frees up the cylinder. Now, just like on the Ruger Wranglers, these free up the cylinder once you open the loading gate, and then they're free to spin even with the hammer down. And these spin pretty nicely too. But that's the way the Ruger Vaqueros are made. The firing pin does not, it's not attached to the hammer, and it does not sit on the end of the primer when it's, you know, when you've got a full chamber there. Now, the rules of cowboy action shooting say you can only load 5 in there anyways, so you're going to do the cowboy load with it, where you open it up, you put 1 in, skip 1, load your other 4, and then cock your hammer and then let it go down. But you don't have to do that with these. Now, one of the things that kind of bugged me about these is when I bought them at different times. So if you can see there, the wood on the grips is a little bit different. But when I went into the store, they had one. They did not have another one. These are 5.5-inch barrels on here instead of the 4 3/4. They had one 5.5, one 4 3/4. I wanted both of them to be the same length, so I had to buy them at 2 different times at 2 different places, and I got 2 different shades of wood on there. It doesn't bother me at all. Now, I think Ruger is the only company that makes a set of SAS revolvers. You can buy these in a SAS set, and they're going to be sequentially numbered on the serial numbers, plus they're going to have a different set of grips on them, and where the Ruger emblem is on here, they're going to have the SAS logo on there. A really cool gun. Everything else is pretty much identical with your Colts and your Ubertis and all that kind of stuff. They are, like I said, a single action army, and these are 38 caliber. You are 357 caliber, but they will shoot 38s. And one thing I do like about these that the Ruger Wrangler does not do is these will only ratchet in one direction. So when you're going to unload, your ejector rod is going to line up every time. Where with the Ruger Wrangler, it'll spin both directions, and I do not like that. I do like the Vaqueros though. They are a very heavy gun. They really have some heft to them, so recoil is not a problem with them. The grips are nice and smooth. They're a little thin. I like them to be just a little bit thicker, but I mean, they're a good looking gun and they shoot well. I have not had a whole lot of rounds through these things, so there's not a lot of wear on them. I do keep them pretty clean. I do like stainless because it's fairly easy to clean up. Now, when you're going to clean one of these guns, all you got to do is, just like on all the other ones, you have this little screw right here that's spring mounted, and then you got your base pin. So all you do is push that down, pull your base pin out, open your loading gate, and you roll that cylinder right out of there. You can reach in there and clean everything up nice and easy with it. Same thing with the barrel. You can go ahead and swab both ends of the barrel from, well, you're going to swab from the end to the towards the receiver, but you can put a bore snake in there and pull it through. Cleaning up is really a breeze on these guns, and reassembly, just roll your cylinder right back in there and put your base pin back in it. There we go. Just had to wiggle it in there just right, and everything is good to go again. Okay, so what I like to do with a lot of my guns when I bring them out here to the saloon is I like to do an accuracy shot with it first. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the Caldwell Matrix here, which just kind of takes some of the human element out of it. And we're going to be shooting at that little 4-inch black circle on the center of that target up there. So this is just going to be kind of an accuracy shot and see how it does, because I've never checked these guns as long as I've had them, never checked to see how accurate they were. Yeah, it's a little breezy out here too, so my target fell down, but everything looked like it was grouped kind of low and to the left. Typical of me anyways. So that was 4. I've got 2 more rounds in here, and we're going to get targets reset and maybe take a few shots at the silhouette target and see how it does. All right, as you can see, the target fell off of there. It was placed right there, so my 4 shots are 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 of them are touching. One of them's not far off of that. Not too bad. Like I said, the breeze out here makes it a little tough. Plus, I put new wood on here, and it's hard to get these thumbtacks in there to hold in real tight. But it's not a bad shooting gun so far. Don't let those shots dictate what the gun can do. That's just me shooting. All right, while the target's still up there, we're going to take a couple center mass shots there with the other Vaquero. All right, I've got 2 rounds left in the one on the right. I've got 6 rounds in the one on the left. Now, Cowboy Action Shooting, there's a bunch of different rules, how you want to shoot, what class you're going to shoot, what the whole 9 yards. I'm right-handed, and you can do that. You can shoot both guns right-handed, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll do 3 of them two-handed first and see how it does. Center mass. And there was my 6 rounds with the left-handed gun. All pretty good right there. Only 1 in the 9 ring, and the rest of them are in the 10 and the X ring. Still got 2 rounds left here. Let's see if we can't put a couple eyeballs on this guy. He's a Cyclops. He's got 1 eye. All right, it's absolutely terrible lighting here in the saloon in the late afternoon. And the nice thing about these, when you go to unload them, is hopefully, and now they're not going to fall right out. These are reloads, so they have been used a couple times before. But unloading it is pretty easy. Nothing really stuck in there. Everything come out pretty easily. You might need to polish up the chambers if you want to get them to just fall right out, but that one did. All right, let's go ahead and load up 12 more rounds, because like I said, I'm not doing the Cowboy Action Shooting right now, so I can go ahead and load all 6 chambers in there. All right, we got them all loaded up. Okay, I've got both guns loaded up with 6 rounds each, and I got my steel target right there, so we're gonna go ahead and take, I'm gonna do it right-handed and left-handed, both guns, one alternating, you know, back and forth, and see how I can do on that. I'm pretty sure I'll hit him with the right hand, not so sure about the left hand. Let's give it a try anyways. I did terrible with both hands. Oh well. All right guys, thanks for taking a look at the Ruger Vaqueros with me. They are a good gun. Ruger makes a fine product, and the Vaqueros are no exception. They're a good looking gun, nice finish on the stainless ones. It's not that matte. They are semi-polished, not to a mirror polish, but very good polish job on them. Very good feeling guns. They shoot great. I might not shoot them so great, but the guns themselves do a fine job. The Vaquero is Spanish cowboys, and were introduced to Latin America. They are the herd tenders, the ones that actually got out there and rode horseback and took care of the cattle out on the range and stuff. And it's the gun is named after them. They are a great shooting gun. I like them a whole lot better than the Wranglers that Ruger makes, because I just like, not only are they a larger caliber, but they're just, the way they're made with that cylinder not being able to rotate backwards is really cool. They're not historically correct if you're into the actual authentic look of a reproduction single action army. These aren't it, but they are a great shooting gun, easy to take care of, and way more accurate than I am anyways. Anyways, thanks for taking a look at the Ruger Vaqueros with me. If you could, reach up here and hit this button to check out some of my other videos, and then hit this button over here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.